Hey everybody, this is Spaceman Spiff and welcome to another audio commentary. It's been a couple days since my last post. I had a busy weekend and then I was up at the cottage for a couple days with some friends, so I apologize for the delay, but I am back, and this is not a game I played today. This was before the cottage, but a game that I thought was a lot of fun, and it's a strategy I love to play. So we're going to jump right into it, and as you can see, I drew Orc. I'm against an Undead, and I know I'm against an Undead. And this is a very small map. So there are a couple things already that I'm expecting. Maybe a Death Knight harass quickly. We do see that sometimes. Then again, he hasn't scouted, so I guess he's probably not expecting a Blade Master, but once he scouts, he'll probably be expecting one. And I'm not sure harassing a Blade Master is that effective on this map. Maybe it is. Either way, so I was thinking maybe a Death Knight harass would be coming. If not that, he would be creeping with Fiends. That's usually the safe assumption on really against any Undead, but especially against Orc and on Echo Isle. I like to try a couple different things against Undead, but one of my favorite strategies is to go Shadowhunter first with Headhunters and then build out from there. It's effective. I know I've posted a game of me playing this strategy before, but never against an Undead player, which is really where I like to play it the most. It's obviously not what you're used to seeing, but it's actually, I find, very effective. It gives me a lot of map control, especially in the early to mid game, because Hex is just so powerful. At level 1, I don't think people really recognize how powerful Hex is as a first hero. We never see the Shadowhunter first, but it makes a huge difference in those one-on-one skirmishes. Going on to the actual game, you can see my build order. I've got a barracks going up, I've got my war mill over here, my Shadowhunter's on the way. So really my hero will be out before my Headhunters. I might work on this build a little bit to try and tweak it so that my barracks and war mill go down first, and by the time my hero comes out, I already have 2 Headhunters ready to go. But for now, this is working for me. I'm now building another burrow, so I don't want to supply cap myself. And I'm gonna try and do some creeping. This is not a harass build. The Shadowhunter and Headhunters are not going to be able to do a whole lot of harassment against an Undead. But defensive play, it's really quite effective. So you can see my hero's out just as my first Headhunter starts building. And I'm going to go and start poking at these level 3 creeps. The green creeps, this one level 3 creep. And soon my Headhunter will be out, so this won't be too hard a camp to take. Quickly though, once I have 2 or 3 Headhunters, it's not going to be a problem at all for me to creep this gold mine or any of these purples, because Hex is, again, so effective against those level 5 creeps. It's just like sleep. So I have more Headhunters coming out. I guess I should say too, I know a lot of people like to play Headhunters, but they start with a Torn Chieftain and then move into Shadowhunter. And I would love to do that too. That's a great play, maybe it's not a great play, but it's a lot of fun to play. But the Torn Chieftain is obviously very vulnerable early on. So against an Undead who might potentially be harassing, the Torn Chieftain's going to be very weak. On a map this small, as soon as he scouts it, he should go aggressive, and then I think I'm going to have a lot of difficulty with, level 1 War Stomp against a couple Fiends and a Death Knight. Again, Hex is just so much more effective. And then upon getting tier 2, I'm going to pick up a Torn Chieftain, and then I'll be able to hopefully keep him alive using Healing Wave, because once I get to level 3 on my Shadowhunter, the plan is to go Healing Wave. So that way I'll have level 2 Healing Wave, level 1 Hex, and a Torn Chieftain with Stomp with a couple Headhunters, and then we'll see what units I go from there. That's really a lot of fun, and it's a lot safer than going Torn Chieftain first, Shadowhunter second. At least in the early game, it's 100% much, much safer. So you can see I'm creeping this one. I do have to micro a little bit, but it's not posing a problem for me. I know I'm going to be able to creep it. These 2 pull back. My Shadowhunter's taking a little more damage than he needs to, but I'm going to have Healing Wave as soon as I hit level 2, and I'm sure I'll spam it right now. And because Headhunters have so little health, they really, Healing Wave is really effective on them. So that was only level 1. Once I get level 3 and level 2 Healing Wave, it's really going to bump most of my army back up to full health, at least in these early skirmish battles. I am fortunate, well maybe not fortunate, but the Undead has not come to scout me, so I'm expecting a Death Knight and Fiend strategy is going to be coming my way. I'm cramming all my burrows back here. I'm not really sure why. I probably should have built one somewhere else, but this works. I just want everything safe. I did forget to build a voodoo lounge, so I'm just throwing it down now. I'm not the best player in the world, but I haven't needed it, so it's worked out. And you can see down here, I hexed the Ogre Magi initially and was able to creep this pretty efficiently. I've got a Circlet of Nobility on my hero. Not bad. Also a Ring of Protection. Not great. That one, I don't remember. I might sell it. I know everybody always says the Ring of Protection is kind of useless and you just sell it. But I think armor is, like, you don't see it, so it's definitely not noticeable when it's taking effect. Like, you don't see the damage minimized much, but it must be doing something. I feel like it must be underestimated at least a little bit. It's still effective. Armor's good, so I might keep it and put it on my Tauren Chieftain, because in this kind of strategy, throwing a level 1 Tauren Chieftain in with a bunch of ranged units, he's going to be absorbing a lot of damage. So having that extra 2 armor, especially on a strength hero, I think is worth it. Don't get me wrong, I also understand that people say the Ring of Protection is bad because the other item drops you'll get are Claws of Attack or a Circlet of Nobility, and those are obviously superior items. But it's still maybe it's better than whatever the gold is you'll get for it. I forget exactly what number it is. Depends on the situation, right? I also picked up a Wand of Lightning Shield, which I thought would be great. That's great against Fiends with the Tauren Chieftain and Stomp. But I came out and he had a lot of Crypt Fiends, which surprised me. Usually I expected an Undead to have, 3 or 4 at this point to be teching, but he had a lot and was level 3. So that meant something a little fishy was probably coming my way. I wasn't too sure. But it didn't dissuade me from my game plan, which you can see I'm teching immediately to tier 3, getting a Tauren Chieftain, and getting a Spirit Lodge. I haven't invested in a Bestiary. I don't need it yet. I don't think I'm going to have the gold for it yet. That's also the big thing, because I'm going tier 3. I do want to be able to get Troll Berserker Strength as quickly as possible, and also reinforced burrows, because I did see a lot of Crypt Fiends. This is an easy map for the Undead to just walk over to my base and start poking at them, and I do not have the army to compete with that many Crypt Fiends right now. I'm 100% sure of that. So my Tauren Chieftain comes out. I've now crept to level 3. I did have to teleport out. I guess I should have spoken about that. I'm sorry I didn't. I did see the Crypt Fiends and teleported out immediately. That was not a fight I could take, and losing one... Oh, I sold my Ring of Protection there. But losing one Headhunter and teleporting out wasn't the end of the world. I didn't want to fight him, though. So here, I feel safe in taking this creep. My Tauren Chieftain's going to tank it. I shouldn't lose any units here. I believe I've got Troll Regeneration now, so they regenerate health quite quickly. I do lose one. That should never have happened. But you could see it's still an easy creep for me to take. I micro out the creeps or the units that have been lightning shielded, and easily take this down. My Tauren Chieftain's going to get almost to level 2, and a Talisman of Evasion is a great item against this many Crypt Fiends, against whatever else he's going to have coming. Evasion on a Tauren Chieftain, I feel, is just really powerful. Doesn't help against the nuke, but it's still something. And you can see I'm also getting Witch Doctors, and I'm going to start throwing down sentry wards all across the map. Because it's such a small map, and because he has so many units, map control is going to be so important. I don't want to fight him on his terms. I want to be able to poke and prod and try and pull him around. So you can see I've put a sentry ward here. I have this guy running out. He's going to place a sentry ward here. And I'm going to make a point of throwing down as many as I can to cover up or to give me vision of the large majority of the map. Still a couple Headhunters rallied. Just hit tier 3, and let's see what happens. I immediately get Berserker Strength. I've got Witch Doctor Adept Training queued up, and there it is, Reinforced Defenses. I also have 1 attack on my Headhunters, 1 attack upgrade, and level 4 and 2. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable right now. He had a lot of Headhunters. I come to scout his expansion and see there's still nothing here, so that's great. And I catch him just too late for the actual creep. So let's look at this fight. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Headhunters, my 2 heroes, and 2 Witch Doctors against level 4 Death Knight. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Fiends. So this fight is looking a little more favorably for me. I have some damage output. I'm not Berserker Strength yet, so I'm not as strong as I'd like to be. Stomp is only level 1. I would prefer to have level 2. Oh, look at that. I haven't even gotten my skills. That's embarrassing. So I should have Endurance Aura right now as well and level 2 Hex, but I don't. But let's see how the fight plays out. So initially I start putting damage on the Death Knight. And I get a Stomp off, and I think I'm going to run away, actually. But I've placed now a Sentry Ward. I must have. Yeah, I placed a Sentry Ward. So now I have vision here, and I see he's running north. Place a Sentry Ward here. And he retreats as well. So I'm not sure if that was a fight I could have taken. The angle looked okay for me. I was a little bit nervous of the nuke. I didn't know... Well, I guess he didn't have the Lich there, but he still had a lot of damage output. And my Tauren Chieftain is just level 1, or level 2. Maybe I could have engaged there. Maybe I could have engaged. But now I've got my Berserker Strength. I see that he's crept the marketplace, but I get another Sentry Ward down. And now let's take a minute to look at the map. I have complete vision. If he leaves his base outside of this little area, I am going to know where he is. And that's going to be really, really important for me for the duration of this game. So now I've got still level 4. I picked up a tiny Great Hall because I'm at 50 of 50 food. I don't want to cross over the food line yet, but I do want to try and secure an expansion. So I throw down a Watchtower with 1 Peon. I'm going to drop my tiny Great Hall. And now I need this to hold. Because I've gone for this, I've invested so many resources building these 2 buildings and this Great Hall and sending peons down that I am weak right now. If this goes down, I'm in trouble. If he attacks me, I'm in trouble. I've really set myself behind by going for this sneaky, quick expansion. That said, if I can get away with it, if I can hold this for enough time, maybe... let's say 5 minutes. We'll call it a ballpark 5 minutes in order to pay off my expenses here and start reaping the benefits of the expansion, then I'm in a very dominant position. So obviously this is easier to pull off on a bigger map, such as Knoll Wood, where you have more creeping opportunity and more opportunity for expansions that are hard for the undead to get to. But even here, I thought I could get away with it, and I thought if he starts moving out, I'll be able to react on time, so at least I can push and pull a little bit. It was a gamble, but I felt good taking it. Up here, I just started building a bestiary because I want to throw some Kodo beasts in just to increase the damage of my army. And I'm getting really risky on my Tauren Chieftain there, but trying to power creep him to level 3 so that I can get that level 2 War Stomp and just increase the stun duration against those Crypt Fiends. So I haven't scouted at all into his base. This is a mistake. I really should be sending something in there. You know, even if I have to sacrifice a Headhunter or a Witch Doctor to get in there and try and place a Sentry Ward, I should have done that a long time ago. Because I have no idea what he's going, right? I've only seen a Death Knight and Crypt Fiends. I don't know if he's going statues, if he's getting a second hero, if he's going for Necromancers, if he's going straight for Destroyers, some kind of Frostworm play. It's really hard to tell. So I'm now getting a little more aggressive, and I see Necromancers running across. So he's scouting me. I'm not too worried about it. I'm coming in here. Maybe I can grab something. But at this point, now I see Necromancers, Crypt Fiends, the Death Knight with some good items on him, and a Meat Wagon. So this is catastrophic, right? The strategy I'm playing is geared towards beating the undead who goes for Crypt Fiends, not Necromancers, I apologize, for statues, and then Destroyers, maybe Frostworms. This is really geared towards that, and it does a good job of fighting that. But now that I haven't scouted and I see I'm against a player who's going Necromancer Meat Wagon or Necro Wagon, I'm in trouble. This is not going to be an easy fight for me, and I know I have to buy time. My expansion put me more behind. I am going to have trouble with this army even if I hadn't expanded and had an army of 60 or 70, because those Necromancers are just going to produce so many bodies. So I'm just about finished Master Training, so that's something. My base is relatively well defended with fortified burrows, and he hasn't scouted my expansion yet. So I thought, buy more time. You can see I'm saving up a ton of gold, but I'm really low on wood. And I thought, I've got to force him to teleport home. I've got to buy time because I cannot fight him right now. So I come in, I see the teleport, and immediately I teleport home. This is what I wanted. This buys me time. This means I don't have to fight his army at least for the time being. So now he has scouted me. He sent a skeleton down. He knows I've expanded. I did leave my witch doctors behind, but they're safe. And watch what happens. So I'm immediately researching adept training on spirit walkers so that I can get the spell, and I build a second spirit lodge and a Kodo beast. So this is really big. I send my army south. I know he's going to be coming for me, and I see that he's coming for me, right? Again, I cannot fight this army. I need to buy time. I need to poke and prod and just I don't need to do damage. I can even lose a few units. I just need to not engage because he'll overrun me if I do. So I don't want him at my base. I don't want him pushing my expansion, so I'm just going to keep him running around. So let's see. He chases me down here. I've got my witch doctors over here. And now that he's overextended a bit, I start putting some damage on his Death Knight. He does get a headhunter, which is unfortunate. He gets a second headhunter, resurrects bodies. But he continues to chase me, and I've almost got my adept training done. So hopefully I can buy some more time. I'm losing some headhunters, but I've got way more gold than him. Not nearly enough wood. But that's okay. Just using a stomp on the skeletons and letting them chase me more. I don't want the necromancers to... Sorry, by the time that he does get to me, if he's used all his necromancer mana, or the large majority of his necromancer mana, I'm really happy. But now I see he's going down to my expansion, which is defended, but not enough to hold this. So I've got to interrupt. I'm still not ready. I just finished adept training of Spirit Walkers. My second Spirit Lodge is up, and I'm going to be pumping out Spirit Walkers. Because again, that's the only chance I've got at holding this army. So he does overcommit here, leaves his meat wagons a little vulnerable, and I'm going to lose some units, but with Berserker Strength, I was able to quickly hammer down those two wagons, which severely limits the Necromancer threat. Now there's not the supply of bodies that they need to really overwhelm me, and at least he's going to have to kill something, or his units are going to have to die in order for his Necromancers to become effective. He's not able to engage me right away because he doesn't have his army of skeletons with him. So this is not good. He's still taking down my burrow. I'm not feeling great about it, but his wagons are down. I've got a couple Spirit Walkers out, so I come to engage, again knowing I can't win this, but if I can maybe force a teleport. So I stomp to stun his Death Knight. He goes to coil me and I hex. I stun him again, but I don't have the firepower right now. So his Death Knight gets the Death Coil off, and there goes my Tauren Chieftain. So that was a big loss because Endurance Aura is really important for running away from an undead army, especially when it has Unholy Aura on it. So that hurt me a lot. I've now overcommitted a Kodo Beast, a second Kodo Beast, so that's also really bad on my part, right? That's 255 gold wasted, another 255 gold waste, really bad. But I do quick resurrect my Tauren Chieftain. Got another couple Headhunters rallied. My Spirit Walkers are here. I should use Spirit Link. I don't know what I'm thinking, but at least just once. I wanted to save mana for Dispel Magic, so maybe this fight should go slow motion. It's looking really bad for me, right? He's got the numbers. He's got the Necromancers. There's no wagon here still, but I can't compete with his army. So I quickly run to the item shop, and I think, yeah, I bought a healing, I bought an invulnerability potion, and I teleported away because I have that excess of gold still. Another Headhunter. Oh, does he get away? He might. But now there's a lot of Crypt Fiends. There's still a couple Necromancers alive and a meat wagon. My expansion is not looking great. I did lose the peons there. And I try and engage again. I'm still trying to just buy time, but it's looking pretty bleak at this point. I'm at 66 of 70 food. He's at 69, so we're pretty close. He's got a level 6 hero now to my 4-3, so he's got the edge, but 4-3's alright. And now I'm resorting to going grunts just because I needed to spend gold, but the grunts are obviously just fodder for Necromancers, so it's looking very bleak. I do get a heal scroll off. I pull back. My Dispels are going alright. I've almost got a level 4 Tauren Chieftain now. My Shadowhunter is also gaining experience really quickly. And Healing Wave is keeping my army alive. So although I'm not killing much, but I'm not dying at this point. unfortunately, my expansion is getting hammered down pretty quickly, and this is a lot of Crypt Fiends. So you can see it's a desperate effort. I'm dispelling some more units here, but I lose my Torn Chieftain, which is really crippling. I start focusing on what Crypt Fiends I can, but now the game is lost. He did manage to overwhelm me before my expansion came into effect. So, desperate efforts here. I'm thinking maybe if I can kill the Necromancers, but even if I do, he's going to be able to replenish them and overpower me. There's Animate Dead, which you don't get to see every day, so that was nice. I've got an invulnerable headhunter and undead spirit walker attacking me, which is always good times. But yeah, the game is lost. I'm running away now, hoping for the best, but there's no coming back. So I'll speed it up. I'll let you. I won't make you watch me slowly wither away. There it is. I call a good game and leave the game. So this game was a lot of fun. That's a strategy I love to play, but it goes to show you have to scout, because not scouting here obviously cost me the game. I didn't realize I was against Necromancers, so I didn't adapt quickly enough, and my Spirit Walkers were just too late to engage properly. I did use a lot of map control and pushing and pulling. I think this game was really a good example of that. At least it demonstrated what I was trying to do, because I was against an army that was much stronger than me, and I was able to buy enough time to get a couple Spirit Walkers out with adept training without overcommitting my army or without losing anything. So although I did lose the game, I think a lot of it went pretty well for me. I think I gave myself, for not having scouted and for not knowing I was against Necromancers, once I realized, I think I gave myself a shot at winning by poking and prodding like that for so long. So hopefully the game is at least a good example of that. And I guess that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Questions, comments, criticisms are of course welcome, and have a great rest of your day.